Welcome back. We are playing Descent to Avernus, and this is the Dice Stormers Team Bravo. So when we got to where we were last time, you had destroyed a beautiful temple and bathhouse.
Well, we collapsed a horrible, villainous plot under the city.
That really smelt bad as well.
Yeah. I think the good things we did outweighed the bad things we did,
All
and
right.
no one saw us do it. So we were nowhere near the collapsing city at the time.
That's right. Well, you were there. You evacuated everyone from the local area and sort of got everybody out.
You're right. We were very dutiful. Everything was fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
We're the heroes.
Nothing to see here. Everybody move on.
Quickly.
All right, good.
Heroes in
So,
hard hats.
any questions about that? Was the Dungeon of the Dead 3? So the followers of the Dead 3 are now effectively
Dead.
leaderless. Yes, they have no base of operations, and you killed their half naked main dude. So,
Main dude.
I don't think
That's how disorganized they were.
the main dude.
They were so disorganized as a cult. They actually didn't have like a cool title for their main dude.
That's right.
Just
Or
main dude.
a uniform, obviously.
Yeah, half naked main dude.
They should have had like a shared Google Doc.
Look,
Yeah,
that was-
exactly. Like they were still in the planning phase.
That was last time, so I'm sure he did have a name, and I'm just trying to find it. I'm scrolling back through the thing.
And a title. He probably had a title.
Yeah,
So we were after the three dudes, Baal, Bane, and
Merkel.
Merkel.
Merkel. That's the one that always throws me. Yes.
Yes.
And did we
So,
not acquire 2 new members of our party on the way?
Did.
Yeah.
so one of them Scarpa? He was the one who claimed that he had a
Yeah,
rich
that's
family.
right. He was
Yes,
going to
and
pay
he
us
was-
vast amounts of money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still keen on that.
Yep. Into it.
Yeah.
All right. And the other person who is with you is
Was that
First
Jabaz?
roll.
Was that Jabaz, the guy who
No,
ran?
No.
No.
Well,
Jabaz is your masseuse.
Oh, that's right. That'll be why. I really
of course,
Jabaz.
yes. That's why I wrote his name down.
Well,
Very
Jason?
important.
Jaso.
Yeah.
Jaso?
Jaso. Yeah,
Jaso. Yeah, Jaso
that's the guy.
Imports. And then we've got Mort Block
Yeah.
is our other team member.
Yes.
Huge dude.
And there was somebody else as well.
There was
The Dragonborn.
The Dragonborn.
Yeah.
The
The common
recruiter.
fighter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So she did actually stab
Yeah.
the main
Yes.
bad dude.
We're,
I've
we're,
got to find his
determined,
name now.
we're determined to shepherd her into the way of the light.
Okay.
Well, I am.
All right.
Cyrus.
Okay. So, any other questions? Thirstwell has given you a lead on the second brother, Emmerich. Emmerich Van Thamper runs a money lending business out of a tavern called
Vendetta.
the Low Lantern.
Vendetta Cress was her name.
That's it.
Yes.
Vendetta Cress.
And I was like just a couple of syllables off.
If only I write things down like in logical places as opposed to just anywhere on the page with no actual connection to
No,
it.
you're a professional role player, Murray. Don't
Yeah.
out yourself like that.
Right. Well, I write notes. It's just they are.
Terrible.
Who wrote? It's just like I feel like a little bit like I have no memory of this place.
Yes, so the Low Lantern is a ship that sits in the harbour that doesn't go anywhere. So it's permanently tied, permanently moored on the east side of the harbour. And yes, it's not a terribly seaworthy vessel because it is not, maintained as such. But it is a bar and it is there.
Right.
Which is sometimes all you need. Just a bar that's there.
That's there.
It's sufficient.
That's right. Well, all of the bars that you've been to have been there.
Yes, well,
Yes.
lucky us.
But maybe we've leveled up to level 3. So do you want to talk about what level 3 has given you?
I mean, yes, happy to kick it off.
Yeah. Okay,
So my cleric, Sophia, has gotten just a little bit more powerful, has led herself into the domain of healing and life, and now is equipped with a lot of spells that'll go out of my way to just show off.
okay.
including fun things like lesser restoration and prayer of healing, the good stuff. Also, like a weapon that I can just summon into existence to thwack people with.
Spiritual weapon, yes. Have you decided what it looks like?
Then we'll get to that.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Gabby.
Yeah. So I got to choose my subclass. So I am an alchemist, and with that I get an alchemical homunculus, which you get to choose kind of what your little construct looks like, and then from that it gets certain actions. So you use that as a bonus action. It can attack with acidic spittle, and also you can apply alchemical salves to help your teammates.
Right. And what does it look like?
So my one looks like a little mechanical grasshopper called Click.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it's kind of semi-sentient and can, follow orders and things like
Yeah, so it listens to me, and obviously if I tell it to do something, I use that as my bonus action, and it can
that? Okay.
do my whims.
So the Artificer and all of this class that you're talking about is a part of the actual Eberron rule settings, which Wizards of the Coast kindly lent to us. Christian, if you could show those off. So that's the special edition one, and that's the regular one. So we just got those in the mail the other day. So yes, those are the Artificer is part of that.
Lovely.
Tash.
Yes, well, Syra has now taken her sacred oath. And
Right.
she's taken an oath of devotion. So that means that she very much upholds, order and fairness and justice, and will not lie or steal, and will be compassionate and help those in need and be courageous and all of those great things.
So you swear the oath, but you don't actually swear.
Well, yeah, exactly. No cursing. Yep, so it effectively unlocks some spells that I can cast without preparation,
Yep.
such as protection from good and evil and the like. So, undead fiend busting paladin.
Okay, good.
My
And do you
favourite
get to? Oh, you got your channel divinity, which gives you.
So she already had access to channel ability.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's now immune to disease as well.
Yes, I am now immune to disease.
Yep, and you can cast Sacred Weapon as you can imbue one weapon you are holding with positive energy using your channel divinity. For 1 minute, you add your charisma modifier to attack rolls. Nice. The weapon also emits a bright light in a 20-foot radius. Okay.
I can't see that on mine, but yes, okay.
Oh.
Sure, that sounds...
Am I reading the wrong thing? I might be reading the wrong thing.
So channel divinity does give you divine smite, but using your spell slots to smite.
Did Oath of Devotion? Did you say?
It didn't seem to add that, but maybe that's
Oh,
just
go
D&D
down to
Beyond.
channel divinity.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, for 1 minute.
Yeah,
So
that's
my
okay.
bad. I'm new to this particular oath.
And what's your bonus to your
Plus 3 to my attack rolls,
Oh right. Okay.
and emits light for 20 feet, and dim light for 20 feet beyond that. So good
And
dungeon crawling ability.
Yeah.
Stealthy.
Oh, paladins, well known for being
Your heavy armor.
with their plate armor and their
Absolutely.
tendency to rush in.
Definitely not loudly declaring their oaths and intentions and
Yeah,
their
exactly.
times.
Because that's what honor looks like.
And the other thing that Wizards of the Coast sent us earlier is the Descent into Avernus books as well. That's the special edition one with Baal doing his thing on the cover, or Bane. I can never remember which one has the blood drops and the skull face, but they're all pretty nasty. So, yes, so those are those two books as well. I will take that one because I might
You
actually
need that
reference it.
Ooh.
I am using D&D Beyond, but I took the map out of the back of that one. Okay.
And I
Mark.
got to choose my Pact boon, and I have chosen Pact of the Tome, which lets me carry a Book of Shadows around with me and gives me other cantrips. So I get Mending, Mage Hand, and Spare the Dying.
Okay. And what does your tome look like?
Well, it's kind of Book of Shadows is a weird name for it because it's given the origins of my tieflingness. It's kind of blue flecked gold book cover.
No.
So it's not very shadowy at all. It's not quite as dark as I think the warlock's fluff text is.
Well,
meant
it
to
doesn't
make it.
emit light in a 20-foot radius.
No, it
so-
doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Like
But
some
it's
people.
but it certainly isn't shadowy.
Right.
But,
Okay.
yes.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
It's the garish Book of Shadows.
It's a garish Book of Shadows.
Oh, look.
Bright shadows, not dark
Gold
shadows.
flecks is very aesthetically pleasing, I think.
Yes.
All right. So having destroyed the hideout of the Dead Three, oh wait, there's one other product that I wanted to show the viewers, and that's the Descent into Avernus dice set. So
Yes, I'll be using
it's
this
a
today.
very robust kind of thing, and you can use both the top and the bottom as a dice tray.
Yes, because it's a lovely little felt here, and I will be definitely rolling into that for the sake of the audio.
And there's more dice in there than in an average set because they have 4d6.
Just a whole heap of them. Whoop. Yep.
Now the reason for this is because one of the gambling games that they play in Baldur's Gate is something called Baldur's Bones, and it's basically a version of 21. You roll 4d6, and then you choose which ones you want to re-roll, and you have to get as close to 21 as possible. And that's why they included 46, and I thought that was a nice little touch that they did that. So that's the Baldur's Gate dice set. Cool. All right. So you are at the ground has just sort of gone thump inwards, and you've evacuated the area, and now it's up to you to sort of determine what you would like to do next.
So it's like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to check into our local town.
We might need to scarper to our accommodation and just go. Oh, I had no idea. I was asleep.
Great. I start whistling and walking in that direction very slowly.
Right.
Yeah, I think rest up.
Where are you going? You're going to the Hungry Griffin?
Hungry Griffin, I think. We've all got rooms.
All right. So you take a long rest, and you regain any hit points that you might have incurred. Now, a long rest is 8 hours, so presumably this is now what, midday or 1 o'clock.
We've had a nice sleep.
Yeah. We deserved
And
it.
you've earned it.
Yeah.
Yes,
We've been vanquishing evil.
You earned your hump day this week. All right. What would you like to do next?
So, well, we've got to have a discussion about whether we become pirates.
Right.
Take the pirate ship and crash the pirate ship into Emmerich's ship.
But what about-
Certainly, that would be the blunt force approach.
Well, what do
Yes.
we know so far about what's our next move here? Where are we going next?
Well, Emmerich's our next stop because Mortlock wants to go and chat to him about what's happening. So,
But we know that he's only going to be there if someone's going to do an interaction. Well, we don't know whether it's going to be tonight.
Oh no, Emmerich
there every
Mortlock
night?
says he's there every night.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
he's
fine.
there on a regular basis.
So middays, we got 8 hours of daylight.
Let's just go destroy another temple of evil just on the way.
Well, it's a boat, this one at least. Well, we can say we were nowhere near the subsiding land. We were sea-based.
Right.
Havoc.
Now,
Wreckers.
so
clearly, if you're
Well,
doing...
it could have been us. We're sea-based.
Yeah, exactly. Next time we'll go to the air and we'll be like,
Nothing.
us.
We're
Nothing.
air-based.
But meanwhile, we have like a trail of destruction wherever we go.
Yeah, wherever we go.
But it's not
Each
us.
time the excuse will be,
It's
well,
always
that's,
land-based,
it's a different
though,
element.
and we're
It's a different
never-
element. Come on.
Yeah.
We're not that.
So, I mean, certainly, you kind of need to figure out what you want to do with Emmerich. So
So as we understand it, we've acquired a new ally who wants revenge on his family.
You took a bit of convincing for him to.
Yes.
Yes, that is him. I will put up.
Oh, you put that
big,
up.
big
All
poster.
right, well, we'll stare at him.
Yeah. He's very.
Well, I think we can basically tell Emmerich to tell us everything he knows, or we'll let Mortlock have his way with him.
Oh. Okay.
Which I'm sure is what Mortlock.
Mortlock says, "I'd be happy to do some good
And I
convincing."
think for us also, if we get to the brother and get access to talk to the mum, we'll find out what happened to the gentleman that went missing.
Yeah, because there's another greater story here, right?
That's
There's another
right.
city where they had 2 sons that had been
Yes.
Well,
and that's kind of the greater mystery,
That is the greater mystery. That city has disappeared off the face of the earth.
including the riders. What were they called?
The Hell Riders.
Hell Riders.
That's
The
right.
Hell Riders, and yes, so they are missing as well. But also above the city, before it disappeared, there was something called the companion.
Yes.
And that shed a holy light over the whole
Yes.
city and made it a beacon, and
Mhm.
you know all of this sort of bad stuff has happened, even though that was shining upon it. So, and there is another mystery of the person who was running the city as well. I have forgotten his name. Of late.
The mum might know what happened with him
Yeah.
because she was part of the responsibility.
So we see helping Mortlock
Yep.
Mortlock to uncover what's happening
That's
in his
right.
family
Yeah,
as
yeah,
being
yeah.
able to delve greater into this mystery of what's happening inside the
That's
city
right.
and what kind of conspiracy is.
Yeah,
going on.
So that's what we get out of it, I guess.
And we assume that it's linked to the Dead Three and that perhaps these worshippers are somehow related.
Yeah.
Because they seem to have been unleashed.
They have definitely been unleashed on Baldur's Gate to kind of create as much mayhem
Chaos.
and chaos as possible.
So we can blame them.
You can. They can certainly be.
They caused their own.
Hey, we did
Look, there was
as
no-
much as we could to,
Yeah.
keep the city safe
Yeah.
while
It was
it was
internal-
collapsing.
They did too much excavation in their underground temple complex, and it led to a collapse.
There it is. Expanding too quickly, too fast.
Bam.
They wanted a pool room. Exactly. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say they wanted a pool, but yes, they did. So yeah, they're largely to blame for their own demise. But yes, I'm sure nobody's more pleased than you guys. You guys walked away with a fair bit of treasure
We
out of that.
did.
Oh yeah, I can't remember what
So-
I
a
was told.
substantial amount.
The note taker.
Yeah.
I wrote down vast amounts of treasure
Okay.
on one of my sheets of illogical notepaper.
There were 2 potions that were glittering red and gold
Right.
of unknown make. There was a bunch of gold and objects, which I calculated and subsequently lost the sheet. for. My
4,500
apologies.
copper pieces.
Yep.
1,250 silver pieces. 10 eye agates. A delicate porcelain dragon. 500 silver. 2,400 silver. A bronze crown. And 250 GP.
So a lot of
Plus-
liquid cash.
Plus, on top of that, we have the 3 spell books, 3 spell books. And also, I think you were putting some of the weaponry, there were racks of weaponry into the bag too.
Yep,
so
yep,
we've
yep.
got-
Yeah, we got
We were
20
pouring
caltrops,
some
3
stuff.
flasks of alchemist's fire,
Oh, that's what those.
Yeah.
6 manacles, 9 daggers, 4 potions of healing. Yes.
Cool.
So in your long rest, you're able to identify the last 2 vials, those glittery ones, as potions of fire breath.
Ooh, it's exciting.
It's so good.
So
I
what
want to
is
be
it?
able to breathe fire
Right.
like a dragon.
Yeah. Do you want to know the
Do-
stats on this?
Do we want to go through a little set the scene for how we came to understand this? Do we just take a little bit and oh, this is spicy, this blah. Do we have a little montage for this?
I do like that kind of thing. Yes, please go ahead if you.
I don't know
You've come up
that
with it.
I don't
Well,
know
maybe we'll
that
do
the
Constitution
dipping your
saving
little
throws.
pinky into the potion you don't know.
We
what
do
it
have an
is.
alchemist.
I could identify.
Yeah, we do
it.
have an alchemist.
Yeah.
Right.
That's much more sensible.
So perhaps
yes.
while you're
But-
keeping the bank and tallying up all the coins that we shall be
Mhm.
hopefully getting rid of, and we're putting in a bank in some way so we don't have to lug them around, our in-house alchemist could
Do-
spend some time figuring out what these potions are.
Do we trust the Bank of Baldur's Gate?
Can we change it into a high currency and we can still put it back
That's
into
what
our
I was
bag?
thinking, yeah. That we need to just convert it all into gold.
Fancy
1
Bitcoin.
platinum piece.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
it's the new rage, haven't you heard? Mike
The
Baird and
the
Sturmo
cloud.
apparently.
Cryptid currency.
What?
Cryptid currency.
Cryptid?
Mm.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
nice.
All right.
So the target must make a DC 13 saving throw, taking 46 fire damage on a failed save. Half as much damage on a
If
successful
you're trying it.
one. The
Oh,
no, no, no,
it's
no.
not
No,
you.
I think
I
this
was
is
like,
Krista's-
what?
I think this is Krista's
No,
try
no.
a little.
No?
Yes.
Approach.
Put it on a chicken wing. Doesn't work out.
The effect ends after you exhale 3 times or when 1 hour has passed.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, so
Is
you
some
meant
high
to
damage,
not
is it
exhale
code?
3
Yeah.
times in
Is
an
it
hour.
code? So if we're in tight combat, so I think probably I should pop out one of those flasks since I'm likely to be in the melee position,
All right.
and you might want the
Me,
other.
me the other one?
Yeah.
30 feet.
30 feet.
Oh no, it's just one person at a target within
Mhm.
30 feet of you.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
within 30 feet. Okay.
That's pretty good.
Cool.
That's
Yep,
quite a bit of
yep, yep, yep.
distance.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Oh, it's a bonus action though.
Okay.
Neat.
Oh,
After
that's
drinking this
cool.
potion,
That's
you can
the
use a
bonus
bonus action to
So-
exhale at a target within 30 feet.
Yeah.
Is the party happy
nice.
for each of us to take one of those positions?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
fine.
And be in the melee positions?
Now the
I
question
shall add it
is,
to my inventory then.
Oh, nice. I'll write mine down on my character sheet.
I was just going to try and figure out how long it takes to drink a potion.
It's an action, I think.
It's an action.
I think so.
Okay, and then it's a bonus action to activate the fire breath.
Mm.
So you can still fight
called
and attack
potion
and
of
all that
fire
sort of
breath.
stuff. That's cool.
Can you imagine having like two things and like just ready?
Excellent. Okay,
Sounds good.
so you've rested. You want to go to the bank?
Yeah, if we can just do a quick transfer of coin, and also it means that it makes it a lot lighter for my. Yeah.
Mm.
And even if we just do a quick like sell everything that we're not going to be using, like all the weaponry, maybe do we want the spell books? Or
I don't think any of... Yeah, I can't really use...
okay, well we can sell off. Can you use any?
I mean,
of
I'm
them?
tempted to just hoard them for a while and see if they
Right.
come in handy, or if I can decrypt them in some way, or I don't fully understand how to interact with them.
Or we
but
might
I'd love to
interact with
keep
a
them.
magic user where we can use it
As a
to,
bargaining
Mm.
chip.
Yeah.
We can rip out a page as a bargain.
No, I would never.
Create
I'll do it again.
Oh, there you go.
Good. All right. I don't know if you'd want to rip up a spell book. That might unleash some magical powers.
We've got
that you
some
weren't
risk takers
expecting.
in this party.
Yeah.
So.
True.
Like the magical beans.
Oh, magical beans! I pour them all out.
Still trying to forget that one.
The
It's
other.
okay, we were in the sea. It couldn't have been us.
We were far,
We're
far
sea
away.
based.
Yeah.
My character still can't eat any kind of chili or bean stew. Just no.
No.
Thank you.
Mung beans, no. Good. So, you head to the bank,
Yep.
and it's run by dwarves, and they convert all of it to, what do you want, into gold coins or
Do we
platinum?
calculate that?
Do we want to have a couple of gold because it's easier to use, and we'll just
Yes.
have
So
we'll have a bit of petty cash
technically...
and then just larger.
Well, of course, 5th edition is now a silver GP, a silver piece currency,
Is
No
it?
gold?
isn't it?
I don't think so.
No.
Oh, wait, am I mixing up my systems?
It's
I'm going to
gold.
mix up my
You
systems.
might be using your system.
4,500 copper, which is going to
Yeah.
be...
45.
45,
Is it?
yeah.
45
and
gold.
Technically...
No, wait, is that 100 copper per silver, or
It's 10, 10, 10, isn't it?
is it 10? Well, then it's 45 gold.
Right.
If it's 10 copper to a silver.
Yes.
Okay.
And then 10 silver to a gold.
Okay, and then how much silver do we have?
1750.
So that's 17.5. Yeah, 0.5 or no.
Sorry, 1750. Sorry, 1,000.
1750.
Yeah, 1,750.
Is
It's
175.
175 gold, yeah.
Plus the 45.
Yeah.
So it's 200.
And then with 250
Got
GP.
this wrong.
250 GP.
Okay, so
45
470.
GP.
All
175
right. While they're
GP.
calculating that, you said that you wanted to do some shopping.
Can I do some shopping? Would you
Yeah.
like to do some shopping?
I would love to do some shopping.
Oh, you guys are the
Yep.
shopping crew.
So I just have 470 gold.
470 gold.
I think that's right.
And we can... Yeah, whatever the 10 agates are worth.
How much
And
silver do we have? 170.
One's
do you want to
1750.
Oh, that's a good question.
But then
I
isn't
kind
it
of
divided
get
by 10?
like a
now?
cool bow. I think I would like to get.
Okay.
I don't think I have any-
So you're right,
yeah,
almost
Like
on
I
the
got all
side.
my equipment
Yeah,
for
so 470
spells, so
gold.
that's good. A knight
Mhm.
bow would be good.
470
I
gold,
did pick
and then
up
we have the
some
crown
person's armor in the last
So
go,
for
and I
the
feel better
That's
equipped.
right.
Yeah.
That was
in terms
good.
of grouping.
I feel
Yeah.
pretty equipped.
Is
What do you got? What do you got in mind?
I want to
470
make
gold.
my
Awesome.
alchemical homunculus.
Yes.
The
Excellent,
homunculus. Now, how long does it take you to assemble this little
Plus
guy?
some dragon.
I don't think
Is
it.
there anything else?
Another 25 GP.
All I know is it'll
Right.
it take.
Or
I can only
95.
do it after a long rest,
Okay.
Mhm.
and then I'll probably just say maybe like an hour, like what I would normally do, like a ritual kind of thing, maybe
Alright.
like an hour or so to get it done.
But you're thinking you don't have the
That's
right
right.
equipment.
One
So I need to
crown,
get
is there
alchemical
something?
substances,
Oh,
and I
no,
also need to get
chromatic
wings of some
dragon.
sort. So I'm going to get little mechanical wings.
Okay.
10 gems.
Oh, we got 10.
Oh, okay. I know what
Potion of
I'm
healing
doing.
each.
Yep, I know what I want to do. Okay.
Roll me a. Okay, so where are you going to go shopping? Is the first question.
So for the alchemical stuff, I'll probably go to like a potion /
Yep.
substance.
There was the place where you went last time where you got the jug.
Would they have?
They
probably
would have
every like
that
any
kind of thing.
components.
Yeah,
like a
sort of
little pouch.
Yep.
All right. I'm rolling.
What are we rolling against? Okay.
Is it investigation?
Talk
or
a little
charisma?
bit about how you enter the shop and ask them
You've
for
got one
what you
more
want.
potion of healing, right?
So I go up to the shopkeeper. I'm like, hi, I'm Ohm.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm good.
All good.
Yeah.
What can I be helping you with on this fine day?
So I've just been doing a lot of reading, and do you guys sell alchemical substances?
I'll just turn Syrinscape on because it is a lovely day.
That's some metagaming.
A pleasant summer day
No.
on Syrinscape.
Now you mention it, yeah, it does. This is good sound in the air. Yeah.
It's actually,
Nice.
This is actually a lot busier than I thought.
Very ambient.
Alchemy. We do have some alchemical equipment. Please follow me. And he takes you to sort of an area out the back of the shop where there is a big sort of double-handed thing that opens like this, and there's a whole range of. It's quite enticing to you to see all of this sort of stuff. It's beautifully ordered and all of the little components are there.
Do you have stuff that can kind of animate inanimate objects? Like, do you have like a special powder or something that I can use for that?
I'm not that familiar with your particular profession, but as you can see, all of the transmutational equipment are on this shelf.
Yeah, and also if I wanted to give something flight too, so something like a mechanism to be able to fly, like do you have anything else that I can sprinkle on top of that too?
Roll me an investigation.
Not great. So it's 5 plus 5, so 10.
10. He says, I think I might find something out the back, and he leaves you to your own devices and heads off. So you're picking stuff up from the shelf.
Is it like a self-serve thing where I just have like little pouches that I just
There's
for
a
myself?
there's a little tray,
Yeah?
and you can add in whichever little vials you want.
Yeah, sure. So I get enough for the requirements that I know that I need to get my homunculus.
All right. The guy comes back and he has a very beautiful brooch with crystalline of a wasp with crystalline wings on it.
That looks beautiful.
And he says, if this works for you, I'd be happy to sell it to you.
That would be fantastic. How much does it cost?
It costs 2 gold pieces.
How about 1.5 gold? Because I'm going to be buying all these components.
I just tap you on the shoulder and go, I'm proud of you.
You're learning so well.
Roll me a persuasion.
My persuasion isn't great. It's a 2.
Oh no, 2 gold is all I can do. It's my best offer.
Okay. Well, can I please have the wings and the components then, please?
Very good. Would you like me to disassemble the wings here, or do you want to do it yourself?
Oh, if you can do that for me, that'd be fantastic.
All right. He goes and takes the wings off. It's a heat process because the crystallines are cast in metal. So yes, 2 gold for all of that.
I pay him and I thank him for all his help, and I'm sure I'll be back soon.
Or please come again soon.
Alright, see you later, bye.
Bye.
And I'm just rushing off.
We now have 493 gold.
There you go. Thank you for deducting that.
Thank you.
You could have paid him in copper.
We could have. Yes. Here's 23,000 gold.
How about you?
So, I'm gonna turn to. Hey, we stole like a bunch of weapons from the dungeon before, and I was wondering if you could just take those from the bag and take them away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much. So just holding all of them like a bundle of sticks, and I just. Okay, I'll be back soon.
You
I just
gotta be
scamper.
careful.
You're a walking hazard.
Yeah. So I scamper off, and out of the shop, I look to find a blacksmith.
Okay. Yes.
So I'm walking up and down, just trying to find the blacksmith. I might bump into someone and say, "Excuse me, where's a blacksmith, please?"
Yes, you. He says, "Well,
Don't mind me.
yeah." He says, "I can see why you need a blacksmith. Would you would you be wanting to sell these things?
No, melt them down is what I'm thinking.
You would be wanting the foundry then. The
Yeah,
foundry is, and he points you out towards a large building with several stacks of chimneys at the top of it.
Wonderful. I make my way to the foundry, weapons all in hand. That's a collection of what, like maces,
Yeah,
javelins,
javelins,
all the
everything.
things.
Yeah.
Great. So I approach the foundry and I look for somebody who's in charge in some capacity.
There's a guy with a big leather apron, standard hammer, and that sort of stuff. Yes.
You, sir. Hello. How are you?
Very well, sir. How are you?
Quite well, quite well. Madam, if you please. But I was looking to get all of these melted down, please, into a specific emblem if we could figure that out together.
This sounds like a challenge. Yes, I would very much like to do this. There is... Well, let's go through it.
Yes, yes. So I lay the weapons down, all on a table, on a surface, and I say, if we could find a way to melt all these down into this symbol, and I pull out my badge that's still shining blue, and I show it to him, like approximately this size, that would be perfect.
Which badge is this?
It's the fist.
Flaming fist?
Yes.
This one?
Yeah.
All right. He says, "Oh, you're a member of the Fist."
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, yes, be happy to commission this work on behalf of the city.
Wonderful.
If you could give me 1 day.
1 day. Okay. Can we speed it up at all? I'm in a bit of a hurry. What can I do to make this 6 hours?
6 hours. Yes, I certainly think it will cost a touch more, but we can certainly do it in 6 hours for 2 gold.
2 gold. Yes, I will do that. That's fantastic.
And now we have 491
Yes.
gold.
This city.
I took mine out of my personal one, so...
Oh, okay.
Oh,
There we go.
whoa.
Oh, I'm obviously rolling in it.
Banking role playing.
I love
So
this
back
city
to
where
490
everything
gold.
costs 2 gold.
I know.
I'm a fan of it. It's great. Yes, 2 gold. Let's do it. I'll be back in 6 hours.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. And it'll have to be attached to a robot of sorts. So if you could put like a sticky backing on the back of it, that'd be wonderful.
A robot?
Oh. A little
Anyway.
mechanical creature.
Oh,
Yes.
I see. Yes, very well.
Thank you. Great.
Okay. And
I'm looking forward to what the plan is here.
I'm so excited. I've been
you made it glow blue because you wanted to shine the light in.
Oh, it's just what the badge was before we were
Yeah.
walking around the town.
That's right.
Yeah.
Excellent. How are you guys going?
We've been doing some banking. We've got a delicate porcelain dragon and the bronze crown that
which
we
is
were going to
also
go.
chromatic dragon.
Chromatic dragon.
That's
We're gonna go
right.
Get that.
So we don't know. We need to go
checked
get
out.
those. Yeah. We need to find
Okay.
out what they're worth. So is there somewhere around that does kind of fine jewelry, or like is more probably in the richer part of town, sells those kinds of crowns and porcelain ornaments and.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Yes, Mistara's Jewellery is the shop.
Shall we?
Shall we? Yes.
After you.
In we go.
So Mistara was one of the gods, and if the comments below could please tell me if Mistara was one of the ones who died. I don't remember. I don't think she was,
No.
but she was the god of magic, and I seem to remember something bad happening to her. But all right.
Hello. Ding ding. Anyone here?
Good afternoon. Welcome to Mistara's Jewellery. How can I help you?
Well, we are looking to get some items that we have found appraised.
Oh, please come over to our appraisal counter.
Why, thank you. The appraisal counter, of course.
Here's one they prepared earlier.
Little
What's your
brass-
appraisal of the appraisal counter?
It's little
Wait,
brass
I'll give you an
plaque.
appraise check.
Just they move from their checkout to appraisals.
Next door.
Put on a different hat.
Yeah, they step sideways. Oh,
It's a little magnifying glass. I'm ready.
Yes. Hello, welcome to the appraisal counter. So yes, tell me what you have.
I bring out the crown.
I think the crown first. Yes.
Crown first.
Yeah. So it's a bronze crown that
Bronze
I think we
crown,
noted that it's got
chromatic
a
dragon.
chromatic dragon in it.
Right. Can you roll me a sense motive or
You want to do that? You're doing that.
Well, insight?
insight? Yes. Systems mixed up.
22.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Indeed. Yes.
Your
It's
appraisal.
one of my strengths.
Nice.
Your appraisal of the appraiser. You notice that she blanches. It's definite. She has some recognition of of either this particular crown or of what it symbolizes.
What do you think these symbols mean?
I don't know. It's a fairly sort of nice, artistically created crown. It's certainly, not a very impressive metal, but brass is fairly common. I would certainly be happy giving you 5 silver pieces for it.
I think I'd rather wear it.
From a distance, you hear me scream.
I guess I'm going to have to try some intimidation here. That seems very odd. We found them amongst a range of quite unique items, and I'm aware that chromatic dragons are quite rare. Should I take my business elsewhere? Is there somewhere which might have more knowledge of this item than here?
Go, give me an intimidation.
Do it.
Do it with advantage.
Oh no! Oh, with advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, 19 plus my intimidation, which is plus 3, so 22 again.
She says, no, we can certainly help you out here. I did not mean to. Certainly we would be willing to. It's just that a device like this is rather
device?
difficult to pass on.
A device, you say?
Well, it's certainly a crown, honouring Tiamat,
Oh.
the god
Of course.
of the chromatic dragons.
Mm-hmm.
And as such, it's generally worn by or respected by people who would not normally be patrons of this kind of shop.
I see. What kind of people might that be? Or would I know? Because I don't know.
Do a history or a religion?
History?
Mm.
Not that great. 12.
Try.
Oh.
Less.
Rolled a 10, sure.
I did.
History.
History, 11.
11, okay. So the followers of Tiamat are a fairly recognisable group, and they generally regarded as an evil organisation that wants to bring about Tiamat's return to the prime material plane. Tiamat is currently in exile in one of the 9 hells.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your concern. I understand that the followers of Tiamat, of course, would not visit a store such as yours.
Thank you.
Do you know where we might find out more about the origins of this crown and who perhaps?
I wouldn't have those kind of contacts. I'm afraid.
Can I check again whether I feel that she's in any way deceiving me?
Yeah, give it a go.
20.
Ooh. Yeah, you get the sense that she does know somebody, and she just wants to kind of get you out of the store.
I see.
I think we should wear it.
Have you? Yes. Would you advise wearing
No,
it?
I don't think that's a great idea. I mean, obviously. Could you tell me about how you came to acquire it?
I would like to reassure you that we are, of course, not followers of Tiamat.
Well, I did sort of get that because you are
In fact, I value honesty above all and do not abide deception.
I would, yes. Okay, you can have a point of inspiration for quoting your oath.
Sweet. Point of inspiration, always fun.
Do it.
Okay.
I feel like this busy day is a little
There's a
bit
lot
too
of
busy.
horses going through
I
the
know,
shop.
I know.
Especially for awkward conversations. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are on a quest to return the light to the sky and save the city in the north, is it? The north?
Yeah.
Yes. And we found this crown amongst a lair of evildoers who we, vanquished. You're welcome. I mean, compassion, empathy, humility.
And not gloating. And
It's one of our flaws.
she does start to turn at this information, and she says, "Oh, very well. Look, I would like to perhaps, if I could borrow this, I could certainly find out a little bit more about it, and also get you a price that's a little bit more commensurate."
Yes, well, I think at this point we prefer to understand more about the people who might wear it and what you might know about them. There has been chaos being sown into the city, and we are determined to put a stop to it.
is this related to it? And I pull out the porcelain dragon.
What was the porcelain
It
dragon?
was a delicate porcelain dragon.
Was all that
Was
was
from
on.
one of the other chests.
Right. So this was also in the same vicinity
Yes.
as the. What do you call that in archaeology?
Oh,
It's a thing find. It's a.
Related.
companion?
Yeah. Anyway.
Yep. Damn it! Tell us.
Archaeological reference.
So this was found in the same area. That's interesting.
It has the same provenance.
If I could borrow that as well, and I would certainly. And she writes out a little chit and describes the two items and hands it to you as.
Okay. I'll shake her hand. So I have your word that you will do your best to help us.
Yes, I believe your cause is
All I
just.
need.
Right. I'll just take note of the
Her
street
word,
address.
excellent.
Yes. Hope your future endeavours are good. Please come back tomorrow, and I will see what I can find out.
Thank you for your assistance.
She needs a name.
Less than
We
I
do need to give her a name.
less than I expected.
We didn't get nearly
No.
as much money as we
We got
thought
it.
we might,
We got Chet.
but oh no, puns.
Oh, that was a
But
great one.
we now,
Okay.
I mean, my assumption would be that these groups are collecting a lot of ancient evil artifacts for rituals of different kinds.
Yes.
And it seems that what we've uncovered are other gods who might also sow chaos. Perhaps.
So the more we can wreak havoc upon them, the better.
Yeah.
But it seemed to me that she knew more than she was saying at first, and may perhaps have a contact who could help us uncover the mystery here. Did you notice that? I felt that.
Oh, I defer to you. Do we follow her then?
No, I think we can trust her now. We have her word after all.
Good. And her chit.
Yes.
Yes, we have. Yes.
Should probably put that in the.
Chit. Right. Yes.
Take no chit.
Chit. We have the chit on her.
Good. Is that all?
Right. No, we
Well,
just
that
now
was
need.
all of our items. We had a few.
We had 10 eye agates, but we didn't end up going down that line. Yeah, that's everything.
And then we've got.
Crystal
What-
vials. That's the potions of fire breath.
Yeah, and then we had 4 potions. Everyone should add
Everyone should have a
healing
potion of healing.
to their
That's
Yeah.
right.
inventory.
9 daggers, which I think are part of the meltdown model, meltdown weapons. 6 pairs of manacles, which I think are probably in there too.
Yep.
3 flasks of alchemist's fire. Did you like those down for you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so with
And I wouldn't even bother melting down caltrops.
okay, so we've dealt with our loot,
Yes.
and how much time do we
This
feel
looks so
we've
much
got?
lighter now.
Yeah.
Do we have a calculation of how much room is in the bag of holding now?
A lot more than there was.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have
Well
bulk crates and
said.
stuff, so the only thing we have now is the currency and the spell books.
But what about,
And-
are you getting rid of the chests? Because there was chests in there as well.
That
The
we're
chest-
holding all the money.
That was all the contents of the chest.
That was all the contents of it.
Right.
So we'll
put it
probably-
all-
We probably
we'll have one
gave those to
if-
the bank when
yeah.
we
Yeah.
deposited the
Yeah.
4,500 copper pieces in the
We
bank.
start
We
putting
said, here, have a chest for
Yeah.
the trouble.
That's
Can I
right.
have the chest back? Yeah, no, I want.
Good.
We need to melt them down.
Excellent.
Right.
So,
Should we come back to the tavern and go over our game plan for tonight?
yes. I feel we've given our word to Mortlock, and
Well, Mortlock is with you.
Yeah.
Um,
I haven't written down the name of the pirate ship unless it's the Uncivil Serpent.
It is.
that's
Oh,
the
hey,
one.
I wrote down the name of the pirate ship. I think we should seize when we meet. That's the first thing I'm going to say. Is I think we should go and take the Uncivil Serpent and ram it into Emmerich's ship, the Low Lantern. I think this is a brilliant plan.
Mortlock says, my brother has spies throughout the city. I think there is one weakness of his, and that is his love of whiskey. And after he does his business at the Low Lantern, he takes his 2 bodyguards and goes to a whiskey bar that is one of his favorite haunts after work.
So you're saying we're not going to have any sea shenanigans at all? We're going to
Well, I
It was your time to shine. I
I'm
mean,
a
you
sailor.
always
I'm a
shine,
sailor.
but
perhaps my only suggestion is to capture Emmerich and use him as a bargaining chip to get into my mother's mansion.
and how would you suggest that we capture him? Should we? I mean, so we're aware of where he is, but he would presumably be guarded and have his men on hand.
Yes, if you could have
Low
him,
lantern.
if you could capture him while he is transferring between the low lantern and his bar.
I have visions of boarding the low lantern,
Yeah. And I'm
having sunk it, and then capturing him.
I'm coming around to your way of thinking here.
Whilst everyone's here, I'm just like literally making my little.
Yes,
I'm
it-
just smiling and I'm like, yeah.
Is
Not
that
really.
what's her name? Vendetta.
Vendetta.
Vendetta with us.
Yeah, she's
Does she have
there.
any thoughts? She's just here to learn.
Yeah, she says, what would her opinion be? She's eaten at the low lantern once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
And she certainly says that it's a fairly rough place, and there seems to be it's very plush on the lower deck. So and on nice nights, of which there's not too many in Baldur's Gate, they actually take tables and chairs and sit them on the deck.
Right.
So we know that he's likely to move from there to his tavern at what point? From the ship to his tavern?
At some point during the night when he gets bored of what he's doing.
And if I remember correctly, the low lantern is moored and it's permanently tied to the dock.
Correct. Yes.
Now, just to clarify, is that like a ship parking area? Is it suspicious for other ships to be nearby? Because
there-
I'm coming around. You balls.
It is very close, so it's almost like the low lantern has been beached, so it's that close to the water, to the water's edge, and there are a number of other larger ships that are moored around it.
Okay.
Leading out
Too
into
We
the
can
back.
get close without looking too suspicious.
Yeah.
So
Till we
sorry,
turn
she's
quickly.
been to. I'm just trying to understand the location. So we know he's going between a tavern and a ship. Is that right?
The ship
Is the tavern?
the ship is a tavern, and then there's a place he goes
Is it
to
on our map?
afterwards.
So if perhaps we could
Where
send.
is the map?
The map, I believe, is here.
Perhaps
I have all the
Aha.
sacred knowledge.
Ah, nice.
if we know that Vendetta has been there before and could look like she is part of that community, perhaps she
Right.
could go ahead to the tavern and let us know when he's leaving to go to the other location. Perhaps using one of your tricks.
Yeah.
Just a suggestion.
If we ran,
Yes, go on. Yes.
Please.
can you make him float?
Yeah. Well, I need to get my homunculus done and then I can make him float. Yeah.
Because then he can be like suspended in midair,
Yeah.
and we've got a 7-foot tall friend here.
Yeah.
You just grab him by the ankle.
Follow-up question:
Like a
Can Vendetta pilot helm a boat?
Well, we have a sailor.
Okay, all right, but
That's why.
okay.
Remember?
Because if we
That's
have if we have our crew at the low lantern and then we have someone else, say a conveniently placed Vendetta on the boat, ramming.
Why I think if we're intent on the uncivil serpent, which I think is perhaps risky to civilians given how many of them will be in the locality when you ram the boat, just a point that I might raise. Perhaps though we could use the uncivil serpent to, I don't know, corner them so that there's no way for them to escape, but it sounds as though the boat isn't really, the low lantern isn't really in use anyway.
No.
Appealing to your god,
Uh-huh.
we would be getting rid of a pirate ship and the low lantern, which is not a
But perhaps at the risk of many
reputable-
civilians.
I think that they may be tainted.
Do we know how many people are actually on the uncivil serpent that we'll have to liberate beforehand?
We know that there were at least 15 pirates that we scared off previously, and that the expectations were that fight should have been way harder. So,
So they're scared of us already.
Yes. There we go.
I mean, feel that you should do a wisdom check.
I feel I've already failed it. But okay.
No, I'm joking. Oh,
5. I
well
failed
done.
it. Surely enough.
So the low lantern, is it like attached to the dock, or
Yeah.
is it
Bolted,
like
bolted
oh,
and
bolted.
chained to the
okay,
dock.
all
Yes.
right, okay.
It's
Permanently
Basically-
moored.
There goes that plan.
Yeah.
Yes, it is permanently moored and has rigging but no sails.
Mm-hmm.
So it's effectively just a floating tavern.
It is.
So my suggestion is that we get Vendetta to go
Scope it
and
out.
hang out with her.
Mhm.
I think she's been there before and she's of the right kind of look to have been there.
Maybe
Perhaps she can go and just
yeah.
have some.
And then we wait surreptitiously, and then she signals us.
We have some way for her to signal us when he's leaving, and I mean, I'm not really a fan of ambushes.
Maybe what we can do is if I go with her and we can say that she saw what happened to the bathhouse because he wouldn't know what happened to the bathhouse, and I can message you guys when they're about to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
not
wait, you're
everybody
going to
else.
go with her.
I'll go with her.
Do we
How
want to
normal
go?
would it be for a small gnome to be in a tavern of this kind?
Um,
How rough is it?
Yes.
I'm super strong.
Well, we know that.
Yeah.
She wouldn't raise an eyebrow according to Vendetta.
Okay, good. And what about, and how many men is he likely to have with him, Mortlock?
He has 2 bodyguards.
2.
Only 2.
So
So
this will be a very uneven fight.
But
I
my,
guess the
my brother is my brother is full of tricks. I would not underestimate him.
Magic.
Magic. There was one time where he trained a dog to chase me and used that as a distraction to raid my mother's kitchen.
your brother sucks.
He is not my favorite person in the world.
No.
Because of this, I've been ostracized and bullied by him and Thirstwell all my life.
So I guess we're kind of at a point where we need to think about where we want to have a fight with him.
Yeah, we might need
Like-
to scope out the
Yeah.
streets. How long do we have? Night has fallen, or
Whiskey bar, flammable alcohol, potions
Yes,
of
a fire.
Lots of innocent civilians.
so?
Well, I'm
Is
assuming
the
it's gonna
whiskey
be-
bar more rough, or is it more?
No, it's a refined sort of gentleman's kind of establishment.
As like all whiskey bars are.
So perhaps we can have someone located there, and scoping out that, or we could go in advance and scope out what's
Well, if
going
that's
on
where he
there,
goes.
and then the trail he's likely to take. I think we need to case the joint. Is
All
what
right,
I'm
well,
trying to say.
I think if we, if Vendetta and Ohm go, we get the message. If we're at the whiskey bar, then
Well, we need to scope out the possible paths. I assume he'd take the most direct because he's not anticipating this.
Mm.
Although, having said that, half the city did just collapse. So he may be somewhat wary
Maybe.
of possible people who are countering his plans.
Yeah, I'll just get him off our trail though. I can be the witness to say what I saw during the night to try and get him off our trail so he doesn't know that we're involved with it.
you can blame the uncivil serpent.
That's it.
The pirates.
The internal wars of the
Poor
ballroom.
guys. They're just trying to be pirates.
Okay. So,
Plan?
So you're sending Vendetta and Ohm into the bar?
Yep, to talk loudly of what they saw the night before and get boisterous, but don't drink too much.
Uh-huh.
And then
You're picking up your thing, sorry, before
Your-
you go there, your badge. Okay.
As an
I'll
hour
head
pass?
to the whiskey bar. Is it going to be weird that a woman's there?
Nope.
Okay. And someone needs to scope out the tracks between.
I mean, I guess I can do that.
Where does Mortlock want to go?
Mortlock says as soon as he sees me, he'll know the gig is up. So I will.
The whiskey bar know you?
No, they don't know me there.
So if you have a drink with Mortlock at the whiskey bar, you can scope out.
There we go. Yeah.
routes.
Okay.
Cool. We haven't split the party at all.
No.
3 ways.
All right. So we'll
We're all
deal.
in terrible danger.
Has it been an hour? Sorry, would I have made my...
Yes, you've made your thing. So it's like 6 o'clock at night now because you've picked up your device and you're able to finish your click and head off to the tavern.
Sounds good.
All right. So you go there with Vendetta.
Before you go, I hand you the little envelope. This is for your little buddy, your little friend.
Oh, thank you so much.
Maybe don't put it on before going to the little tavern, but like, yeah.
Oh, I'll put it for later. Thank you so much.
Are you deputizing?
You deputise.
I am.
Oh,
I've
so-
deputised your
Deputized
robot.
homunculus.
okay.
Counts as a shield.
Oh, yes.
+2 to AC.
All right. So the main deck of the old ship features wooden steps that climb up to the forecastle and aftcastle. Another set of stairs descending into the ship. A padlocked wooden hatch fitted with windows acts as a skylight for the deck below the tavern proper, visible through the hatch's glass panes. 4 dead seagulls lie on the deck, and 2 ravens squawk at you from the crow's nest. A 40-foot climb up the ship's rigging.
That's quite a scene.
It is quite a scene. 4 dead seagulls.
Exactly.
And,
Just on the deck.
Ravens at a crow's nest, not crows. But anyway.
And crows in the raven's nest.
Yeah,
Swap.
yeah.
Yeah.
House swap?
Starlings, and swallows and other birds.
Cuckoos. What do you do?
We better go before it gets too late.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I do is I make Click face the opposite way.
Okay.
Because Click has a perception of 10.
He's got eyes and everything.
Yeah. So he can go, alert me if you see anything. So then he'll click if he sees anything that's trailing us or anything like that.
Excellent. Does he speak or communicate? No.
He's gonna just make like the grasshopper sound, like the little click sounds.
I wonder if the 4 dead seagulls are premonitions of a TPK.
I wonder if the 40-foot
believe
rigging
that
was an
kind of thing.
insinuation.
I
We
don't,
could
I
have
don't
taken
believe
this a
that kind
different
of
way.
thing. Yeah.
You've been here before, right?
Once or twice. She's looking a little pale, actually.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm just a bit nervous. I mean, what if this goes wrong? What if he attacks us? I don't.
I can communicate with the rest of the party and they can come to our aid if we need it.
All right.
You'll be fine. And I'm like really short, so I'm just like trying to pat her shoulder.
Give me a persuasion roll.
It's 9. It's not gonna be okay.
Okay. She looks a little comforted, but she's just still a bit nervous. So there's stairs.
Maybe we should just go for a drink first then.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Here.
In
Uh,
the tavern.
Yeah, we're gonna go into I guess we go into the tavern and make sure that we just look like a normal patron.
Yep.
Patrons going in, ordering drinks.
Good. So you go down to the floor below the deck, and it's quite busy and noisy, and sounds a bit more like.
I mean,
Luckily,
Dun,
dragonborns
dun,
don't sweat
dun.
because they're scaly. So
Here we go. This is what we want. So you descend into the low lantern, and there's immediately sort of a heat and a smell of smoke and pipe smoke and the sound of people sort of having a good time.
Oh yeah, that's definitely.
So we look for a table.
So a woman comes over and she says, "Well met, my name is Laera Thundrath, but folks around here call me the captain. If you're thirsting for a beverage or looking to gamble, you've come to the right place, but watch your step. Things can get a little bit testy around here."
Thank you for your welcome. We'd love to have a drink, please.
Oh, what would you like?
An ale for you?
Eh.
For Vendetta.
Oh, for Vendetta? Vendetta says, yeah, ale.
2, please.
Very well. So she goes off and brings you back 2 ales, and so you look around the room, and there's a quite a variety of people. You can definitely see 3 people who are just sort of standing, scoping out the room, so they look like guards or just thugs or security or whatever. There's also a... Where is this? There's Duergar, a dwarf with sort of grey hair and grey skin, which is kind of unusual. A couple of commoners, a halfling, and over in the corner, kind of with their cowls pulled down, are two elves who have grey skin and white hair.
So we get our drinks and we start sitting at the table and set ourselves up.
And of course, sorry, the one other person that you notice is Emmerich. He sits towards the front of the tavern with a couple of plush couches, and he is sitting there with his two guards, and on top of the couch on here you can see a small devil.
Mm.
I look at Vendetta and I go, that's him, right? Okay, alright, alright. So all we need to do is we don't have to talk to anyone, we just have to sit here and have a couple of drinks and just keep an eye on him. We don't have to do anything that you don't feel comfortable with.
Alright. Emmerich looks quite handsome in a sort of an ugly way. I don't know if you remember the James Bond Timothy Dalton.
Oh, that's harsh on Timothy.
Is that harsh on Timothy
I think
Dalton?
Donnie from New Kids on the Block.
Okay, right.
Like,
Well, Emmerich,
See, that one I don't get. Sorry.
sorry.
Emmerich has a black mustache and goatee, and yes, and a sort of a rather luxurious head of hair, and he's all dressed in black.
So I look at Vendetta, but I'm actually relaying all this information to Syra to let her, let at least you guys know, all in turn, what he looks like.
Via your message cantrip?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it looks like I'm talking to her, but I'm actually just communicating with you guys.
Okay, nice one.
Cool.
So, yes, you drink your ale, he sits there, somebody comes up and there's a brief exchange between the two of them, and there is very quickly a handful of gold in a small pouch that is, or a handful of coins in a small pouch that is passed from the patron to Emmerich, which he then whisks away in one of the many folds of his doublet.
I relay everything, because I guess if she's sitting kind of facing me, but I'm facing him.
Yep.
So he can't see her directly, but I can still see what's happening.
Yeah.
And then I just relate to everybody.
Can you roll me a perception check, please?
9.
You're having some bad luck today.
Yes.
I've got bad luck every day.
All right.
That's all you see.
Dad,
Actually,
what about
roll
Click?
one for what's her name?
For Click?
Vendetta.
Have you got Vendetta's
Ah,
stats there?
Vendetta.
She is a
Dragon.
commoner.
She's a 2?
Yeah.
She's a
Too
2.
scared.
Yeah, too scared to notice anything.
Does Click see anything? No.
No.
He probably does worse than me.
Yeah. All right. Clicks.
What's wrong?
And then can he click in a certain direction?
Yeah.
Like a little...
So he's still perching backwards.
Yeah. I look as calm. I go, stay calm. I think we might be watched. Just don't act out of character. We'll be okay.
All right. And you turn.
Just slightly over my shoulder.
So you look over your shoulder and you see a cloaked figure. You didn't notice them before, but Click has obviously noticed that they are watching you intently. When you look over your shoulder, the figure stands up and walks over to you. A cloaked figure approaches, armour clanking with each step. One gloved hand rests on the hilt of a longsword, the other pulls back a cowl to reveal the face of a teenager with brown skin, red hair, and a haunting gaze. She says, is your interest in the moneylender?
Oh, I just heard of his services, and my family runs a tinker shop, so I was just seeing what he has available. I wasn't quite sure yet because I'll have to get approval from my parents first.
Ah. I see.
Are we getting all this?
This is open communication.
Yeah, I think you and I are in the street and we're like, oh.
Panicking between.
I'm just trying to help
Do we
the
run the
family,
ship?
you know?
Yeah.
She says, all right, I'm sorry to have bothered you.
It's okay.
She pulls back, she ruffles her sort of her bangs, and you notice that she has a circlet on her head with a symbol of tear.
Okay. But thank you very much for your assistance, though. I really appreciate it.
Please, yes, if you need anything, I'll be over there.
All right, thank you very much. And we just sit there and we try and act very we were talking before, and now it's like really dull talk. Like
Okay.
that was really close, and I just tell all my friends about what's just happened. So say, just be careful, we're being watched.
Would we recognize the tear now that we've been told that information? Like, is there anything symbolism
Well,
to
wasn't it one of
a
the?
circlet with a tear?
Wasn't it not one of the three? Or am I confusing it?
I'm so sorry. Torm. Torm. Is...
That's why we didn't recognise Tia.
right.
It's Torm.
I'm getting my gods mixed up. But yes, you recognise Torm. Torm is the god of justice.
Yeah. Duty, loyalty, obedience.
Don't recognise him at all.
So I probably.
Yeah, you do.
Oh yes, another one of those paladin deities. Not as good as my Lathander, but
Can we speak back with your message,
I,
cantrip?
as soon as I say anything to you, I think you can say like a very short message back to me.
Okay.
am I aware that I can send messages back?
You can reply. Like I end up everything with please reply now or reply after the beep.
Okay, well, I'll if I don't know where I am and whether I can do this, but I assume I'd mutter back something about, oh, that's a symbol of Torm and that it's a god of loyalty and duty and obedience, and I think you can trust her, effectively, if that symbol says anything about her.
The night goes on, and you see a few more people making transactions with Emmerich. There's a couple of people who come here to borrow money, and he certainly, has that in abundance, or it just appears into his hand. And then unless you do anything, it gets sort of later and later in the evening.
Yeah, we just try and keep a really, really low profile.
And so we get to about 11 o'clock at night, and he gets up.
Okay.
And
He's moving. Be on guard.
so he goes up the stairs and exits.
Okay, so we wait probably an extra 10-15 minutes, and then we like pretend that we're really tired, and we start getting up and be like, it's time to go home. It's time to go home.
So yes, you exit into some rain.
Okay, well I nod to the lady before in the cloak before we leave, and then we exit. So.
She follows.
Alright, so we start walking back to the Hungry Griffin.
Yep.
And I send a message, I pretend to talk to Vendetta, and I just say, look, we're being followed. I'll meet up with you guys a little bit later, but he's on his way.
Cool.
So
So we've scoped out the routes. And
Yes.
That's right. So you guys are doing what you're doing, but I'm going back to what looks like that I'm going back to the tavern because she's following us.
To the hungry griffin.
That's right.
So who's following you? The teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who you told her she could trust.
So I suppose we might cut to a little bit earlier than this.
Yeah.
And so it's you and I. We find ourselves on Chandelier Lane. May I? Is
Yeah,
that
sure.
okay? All right,
Yes.
great. On Chandelier Lane.
Chandelier Lane.
Chandelier or Chandler's Lane? Oh.
Either-
Ships, Chandelier.
Either way, it does not live up to its name, and it's kind of grimy and dirty
And not well lit.
and not well lit, and has a very kind of pungent smell to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like everywhere, except for the high parts of Baldur's Gate.
So
Which I had earlier today, so I'm kind of missing.
So I guess while we're kind of scoping out the back routes, we found this place is the most like amenable to what we were looking for.
Yeah, I
like,
suppose so. Possibly the most likely route to the whiskey bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd probably be trying to locate somewhere where I can go like up some stairs and get a vantage point, but also come back down easily if I want to. Like,
Okay.
just try to see if we can
Mhm.
kind of place
Yeah.
ourselves inconspicuous.
There's a sort of a low building, a one-story building that you can manage to clamber up onto through a couple of crates.
Would you like me to do a roll?
No.
Okay.
And you're there as well?
Yep. We're together.
So
You want me in the same spot, or do you want to do crisscrossy?
Crisscrossy sounds good. I'm
Crisscrossy.
into it. Yeah. As long as it's not too evidently suspicious.
No.
So coming up the street comes Emmerich and his two bodyguards.
Okay. How far from the whiskey? Like, I guess.
Yeah, how far from the whiskey?
That's your decision.
Yeah.
Perhaps I should be leaving the whiskey bar to come
Yeah.
intercept.
Can I just
Well, no, because
Warlock.
I think track him. We'll follow him in.
But we don't know whether he has any. Anyway, we can't discuss
He's
this.
got two,
We're not
he's got
actually
two.
next to each other. So
Yeah,
we
we
can't
haven't got any-
strategize.
We haven't got anyone. We haven't got anyone.
There's
with
no
a
way
message.
for me to talk to you guys.
Yep.
Can I just say quickly also, so just quickly with us, we go there, I tell her to go upstairs and put the light on in our room, and I use disguise self and make my way back to the group.
Okay.
What are you disguised as?
I am disguised as a dwarf. Like I've got a really hairy beard, and I've got click underneath like they can't see it because obviously you've got your thing over it. But I've got like just a really heavy cloak and just.
Have we seen this before?
No.
No. We're just going to meet a random dwarf.
Yeah, that's it.
So I think when Emmerich walks past us, we basically let him pass us.
Yeah, we stalk along the rooftops a little bit if we can.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll me a couple of stealth rolls.
I have disadvantage on that because of armor, so that should be great.
Okay.
20.
Actually, 16 plus 1.
Seven.
And 13.
First one's good. Second one's bad.
What'd you roll to?
Give me a couple of stealth rolls. You see?
Oh,
Okay.
one from each.
Well, I got a 20 first, so I'll go with
Nice.
that one.
Okay.
13.
A 13. Okay. Alright. They continue on their way.
Clink.
They don't seem to hear or notice you. It is raining a little bit.
Great. Alright. We're going to try and so when the whiskey bar comes into sight, we'll let them enter the whiskey bar. But since Mortlock's in the whiskey bar, we won't let them go in for very long.
Right.
And then we'll follow in and spring whatever trap it is we didn't strategize about.
Yes.
So
We'll wait for the 20 foot of light to suddenly start beaming out the windows of the whiskey bar.
So you
Pretty much.
arrive at about this point, dressed as a dwarf,
Yeah.
and Vendetta is back at the Griffin.
Yeah, with the light on, so it looks like we actually stayed there.
Okay.
So this dwarf comes up.
This dwarf comes up.
But it's lightning.
Sounds
like,
like
just open up the door.
sounds like a joke. So this dwarf,
A dwarf
dwarf
walks
walks
up.
into a whiskey bar. Right. I wouldn't go in there if I was you. I say to the dwarf.
So the door opens and in walks Emmerich, and one of the guards stays outside and the other one goes in with him. You see Emmerich walk into the whiskey bar, and
Immediately recognize his brother.
and he stops and recognizes his brother. I will change the. So
How many people are in the whiskey bar? I was expecting.
so there's about 3 people.
There's a lot of collateral damage.
3 people besides.
The bartender and 2 patrons,
Okay.
and you and Emmerich.
We collapsed a quarter of a city. It's not quite as bad as that.
Okay.
And Emmerich locks eyes with his brother and says, "The hell are you doing here? Mother's going to be very displeased."
I introduced myself.
Because otherwise you're having a conversation with yourself because you do both voices.
Yes, Mortlock is kind of standing there with the hand on his sort of
Giant.
large giant axe thing, and he's willing to, he's waiting for your signal.
Oh no. Hello.
Mortlock, you've bought me a plaything. I'm impressed.
My name's Sarah Dornbrick. What was yours?
Emmerich Van Thamper of The Baldur's Gate Vanthampurs.
Oh, I've heard all about them.
Mm.
Apparently, you like unleashing dogs on children.
Was that what he told you? Well, he's not very bright, and his memory is poor.
Can I check if I can see that he's obviously lying?
Well, you don't need a roll for that.
Yeah, he's obviously lying.
Hey,
One thing that
you and I are slowly walking towards the bar.
Oh no, I think we're simultaneous to this.
Okay, all right. Sorry.
We'll get to us.
Cool.
Wow,
Let's see
what
if
are
they're
those?
getting
Those are
worried.
D100s.
What?
But you need it to be perfectly flat, or else it'll roll forever.
yeah.
Mhm.
The other thing that you do notice is the knuckles around Mortlock's club are white.
Well, I've already been told that you're a liar, so don't try to be so deceptive with me, I guess.
He a hand goes into his cloak and he says, "Why would you be calling me a liar?"
Why? Because you are one?
He says, I am offended. I am a member of the great houses of Baldur's Gate, and I think you are being impudent.
In fact, I was the reason that we're meeting you here is I was wondering if I could have a conversation with your mother.
I may be able to arrange that.
Could you?
Perhaps we could go there now.
Perhaps we could. Perhaps you should exit first.
He says, very well. The hand comes out from underneath his cloak, and he sort of walks out first, and the bodyguard, sort of looks at you closely and walks out second. So you see the two people exit the bar, followed by you and Mortlock.
It's a twist.
That was a twist. I was expecting combat in a whiskey bar.
Wow, I was hoping for more of an ambush.
I was. As you were having that conversation, I was gonna hit it off.
Yeah,
So
I was ready to kill the guy
yeah,
out the front.
I was. But it kind of all got to ordered. I was gonna cast sleep on him.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had the feeling
But
you
then
might.
I'm like,
and I was gonna do something
there's people
much
coming out.
more evil.
Okay.
So we've exited, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah. Everything was like,
Oh, can I say, can you stall him? Can you stop so we can make sure that we're following you, and then maybe we can sneak up and make him fall asleep? But then there's more people watching us now.
Oh, I think we're gonna start. I think as soon as we're out of there, away from the other people, I'm going to draw my sword
Okay.
and say, I have no reason to trust that you will truly take me to your mother, so I'm afraid that we must resort to combat.
Okay. Roll initiative.
It's the highest roll I've done all night.
Well done!
16.
Hey!
You're ready!
Yes!
I
All
got
right.
a 3.
Oh, so
Yeah,
great.
I'm getting right in there.
So Owen got a 16.
Yes, please.
You got a
3.
3.
Mm-hmm.
16 for Paulus as well.
I also got a 16.
Good God.
So
Which of you has the highest dex modifier?
I've got.
I think
Oh, is it Dex or is it
Dex, yeah.
Dex? 2 for me.
2 for you.
What's your Dex
I don't-
modifier?
My dex modifier is 2.
So they push.
Alright. And
And
yours
I'm
is
0.
you're 0. And I've forgotten your character's name.
Sophia.
Sophia. Sophia is a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're first, Sarah.
Okay. Well, I've drawn my sword. Does it take an action to imbue my weapon?
No.
Awesome. Oh no, as an action. It is an action.
Oh, to do the sacred flame thingy?
Yeah, for the
Yes.
sacred weapon.
Yeah,
Sorry.
cool.
So, let me have a look.
How would you like it to manifest at this light? And
So I'm going to take my action to basically ready myself as well as imbuing my weapon.
Yep.
So sacred weapon. So again, just to reiterate, that means that my weapon is now imbued with positive energy. For the next minute, the weapon is considered magical, and I add +3 to my attack rolls, which is my charisma modifier.
All right.
And it emits a bright light for 20 feet. And dim light beyond that. So I think for me it will be the effect would very much be like morning sunlight glistening off the weapon.
Fair enough.
So
Yeah.
like golden and silver light.
Yeah, well, it's raining at the moment, so now it looks like a kind of a sun shower.
It's like
It's
the
all
Matrix
Beautiful.
3.
very nice.
And I'm just, given that I don't have any other actions to take, I'll just say something like surrender.
Excellent. Alphabetical order will go with you, Paul.
Righty-ho, I'm going to cast sleep
Okay.
on one of the bodyguards, the guy who was standing outside.
Okay.
Since that's what I suppose. So since I'm now 3rd level, I have to cast my spells at 2nd spell level slots.
Right.
So therefore I gain an extra 2d8 for my sleep spell. So I'm now rolling
Yes.
7d8 of hit points
Lovely.
to cast a sleep. So I roll 10, 28 hit points.
Wow. That is enough for him to drop.
Lovely. Nice.
Now, no one touch him.
Yes. No one wake him up. Own.
So that was the bodyguard. So I'm going to go for the other bodyguard. How far away am I?
You're maybe 15 feet.
Alright. So I would like to use my bonus action first and tell Click to start making the way to the other bodyguard.
Okay. He
And
moves at 10 feet or flies at
he
10.
flies at 20 feet.
Oh, so he can get there.
Sorry, he flies at 30 feet, yeah.
So he can get there this round.
Yeah,
As
yeah,
long
yeah.
as he can fly in the rain,
Yeah.
which I'm going to say he can.
And tell him to attack,
Okay.
which is a... So for the acidic spittle, it is +4 to hit. So let me quickly see. That was a natural 1, it misses.
He's still learning.
It's like, oh, I grow up so quickly. Take out my
It's
crossbow.
his first attack.
Yeah, take out my crossbow
Yeah.
and shoot.
Okay.
So my crossbow is... Actions. My crossbow is +4, so it's 15.
That's a hit.
And it's 1d8 + 2. So it's 6, please.
6 points. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. So there go. After seeing one bodyguard drop and the other one smack away some sort of flying insect that was going towards his face, Emmerich drops something on the ground that explodes into a large, voluminous smoke bomb. So that's their go. The bad guy's going to try and hit Click.
No.
No.
He rolls a 17,
That hits.
and he does 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Sophia,
Okay, so there's smoke, and we can see Emmerich, we can see the bodyguard.
you can't see
There's
Emmerich.
mostly-
You've
can't see
lost.
Emmerich.
He's right in the middle of this bottle. Yes, this smoke.
Okay, cool. I guess what I want to do is try to like charge in and see if I can tag him, like
Okay.
tap him with
Yep.
my hand. Do you need me to do anything?
Yeah, roll to hit.
Yeah.
Are you rolling with a disadvantage? So roll 2d20 and the lowest.
So 8s and to hit.
Add your proficiency bonus.
Yep. So that's
or
the 2. So that's a 10 and a 17. So the 10.
a 10. So where's his theory here? He slips through.
Yeah. Okay. Dang. Now, am I so deep in the smoke that I can't see out of it again?
Yes, you. It's,
That is.
yeah.
That is frustrating. Okay, I'm gonna. I don't. Have I expended all my movement?
No, you could run through to the other side of the smoke.
Yeah, I might run back from whence I came.
Whence you came, okay.
Yep. To get a view on the rest of the melee there. Okay, so fearing that they might use smoke just a lot, I might cast the cantrip of light on the the plate armor of the henchman.
Uh-huh.
Yep. And he has to resist that, I believe, because he's unwilling. So.
Rolls a 2.
So sorry, I have to run to him and I have to touch it.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And
I think that's your go. So you've already tried to attack Emmerich.
Yep.
So you can run out of the
But it's too far for me to touch him.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, in that case, I'm just going to do guiding light. Sorry, guiding bolt. And that is plus
Is
5.
that, what type of action is that?
Sorry, so guiding bolt is I'm casting as a first level spell. A flash of light streaks toward a creature of your choice within range. I make a ranged spell attack against
Is it-
target.
You've
Is
already done your attack.
Yeah, I think you've already attacked.
Unless
Is
it's
it, isn't it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant I was trying to touch him.
Which,
But if you want to counter the attack, I understand. That's fine.
Attack Emmerich.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
So you've run in,
Mm.
you've done your attack trying to attack Emmerich, and you've missed, and then
Okay.
you've run back out,
Okay.
and that's all you can do, unless you've got a bonus action.
No. Okay, that's fine. I guess that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Back to the top. Sorry.
well, so I was quite close to him. Do I have any sense of which direction he might have gone?
No, it's
And the light, it's not helping, is it?
and the light is not helping. No, it's reflecting off the yeah.
Okay, there's not very much I can do here then. Okay, where is he likely to exit from? Okay, well, I'm going to try to hit him. There's none of my companions are in this smoke field. So I'm going to attempt
Dive
to
in.
slash at him. Obviously, I'm not looking to kill, I'm looking to knock him prone if I do
Gotcha.
connect in
Okay.
any sense. Okay, so I'm at disadvantage.
At disadvantage.
So. Okay. Plus. So I rolled a 14.
That is a miss.
Dang.
All right. You
Oh,
polish.
we didn't roll for.
Oh, yeah, we didn't roll for Mortlock.
He
For
rolled.
Mortlock.
He rolled 17 for his.
Technically he's first.
So
Anyway.
we'll just say that he
We'll just say he's
Was-
second.
You missed. Yeah.
intimidated by the memory of his brother's cruelty.
Yeah.
Cool. So he sees all this happen. I think he's going to just take a giant swing with his massive club at
Right.
the smoke.
After I hit, I move back out of smoke.
Good
To
point.
recon!
Yes. Okay. At disadvantage. Go for it.
Okay.
I don't even know if he's still in there.
A 19 and a
6.
6.
So the disadvantage is. Where's his attacks? With his great club. 12.
12. It's again
Yeah.
not enough.
Right here.
Okay. You polish.
So, aiming it beyond the smoke, and it takes 20 feet. So if Emmerich is trying to run away from us, I cast Fairy Fire,
Uh-huh.
but I cast it beyond so that it's 20 feet, stopping at where Sophia and Syra aren't. So any object within 20 feet of that is now outlined
In your
in Fairy Fire.
purplish, bluish glow.
Blue, green, violet. Oh, blue, green. Well, definitely going to be blue. Yeah, so any attack on it is seeable, and they give light for 10 feet, and they are advantage. Attackers have advantage.
Okay. Excellent. Take a point of inspiration for that. I like
Huzzah.
that thinking.
And now I need a short rest.
You catch him. He is slipped away. He was kind of took a jag straight up the hill,
Right,
and he's heading away from you, and you caught in the area of the fairy fire.
nice.
There he is. That's him.
How far away is he from Click?
From Click, he ran 30 feet, so he's a good. I would say he would be under 30 feet away.
Alright, so I'm gonna send Click over and make him buoyant. So he can't run away, he just starts floating in the air. And he just-
Yes, he can. What's the DC save?
it doesn't have a DC, I don't think. It just says the target gains a flying speed of 10 feet for 10 minutes.
Yeah, but up
that's
above.
Because that's
Old
might-
school D&D. No save. No save.
No save.
I don't know.
Fly.
We can say maybe just a 10, I guess.
Okay. Well, he rolls a 4, so Yes, I don't think he saves. So he does that kind of thing where he's running.
He's a lit cartoon in the sky.
That's right. He's glowing as well.
Good work! Click! Like, finally, he's actually done something right.
All right. So
Yay, go quick.
we've got the bad guy from the last one
no.
as well. Oh no, he did get an attack.
Yeah.
He tapped click.
So someone's asleep.
Yep.
The one to click attacks.
The henchman.
The henchman.
So the henchman, it's his go. So he goes running after Emmerich, who is slowly going skyward, and he leaps up and sort of grabs onto his legs and tries to pull him down. So he rolls a 12. So I'm going to say he gets a hold of one boot and starts pulling him down. So Sophia's go.
Oh, okay. So he's outlined. We can say great. I'm just going to charge towards him, and I'm going to fire at him with guiding bolt.
Nice.
Okay.
So that's got advantage.
Oh yeah, because he's lit up. Fantastic. Cool. So that is a 14 plus my 3, so 17.
17 is a hit.
Yay!
Yay!
And that's 5.
Just roll another one because you do get two attack rolls.
You might
Okay.
break-
Yeah,
In
right.
case,
Sure.
in case it's
Nope.
20.
Way worse. Way
Okay,
worse.
good.
It's not worth talking about. And that's 5d6 of damage.
Oh my god.
We're not
so-
trying to kill him.
Oh, sorry.
So, 10, 11, 17 damage.
17
That's
damage.
And then the next attack on him also has advantage because of the he's lit up. So,
Right.
Oh, well.
He's
That's-
Lit up
especially
is
luminous.
very luminous.
Yes, yeah.
He looks one of those like bubbles with the soap film like changing, morphing colors.
He
It's
does
quite
look like
pretty.
he looks like a balloon,
All right.
an Emmerich-shaped balloon.
So Glitz had to go first. Well, Mortlock.
Mortlock.
What would Mortlock do?
I think Mortlock's going to go and bash the
The henchman.
off
Yeah.
his brother.
Oh, really?
And carry his brother like a balloon.
Could really do a good cartoony by the boots, wallop into the ground.
Right.
All right. Mortlock is going to whack him with a 16.
That's a hit.
Lovely. 2d4 plus 4.
Oh, and you have got advantage on that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Well,
right.
you hit
Not,
anyway.
not on the bad. Oh, on the bad guy as well. Yeah.
You hit anyway.
5 plus 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay. Good. He's still up, but he's not happy about having that giant thing smashed into his back. And it is Cyrus.
So the scene at the moment is there's a henchman. There's one henchman asleep. There's a cloud of smoke. Behind that, there's a fairy, like blue luminescence, in which there is now a man floating who is also extremely lit up, and a henchman is grabbing onto his feet. Is that?
That is an
And there's a
accurate.
little
That is a,
cricket flying nearby them who's very proud of itself.
that's an accurate assessment. Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, I am going to run up and try and kind of shield bash, actually, the henchman, to try and knock him off. Like, I'm trying to knock him off the guy to get his grip off.
Okay, great. So we'll do an opposed strength check. So roll a d20 and add your strength modifier.
Okay. Woof. That was not good. Oh, do I have an advantage? He's in... No.
Yes, you have an advantage on him because he's all lit up.
Okay, that wasn't any better there.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it was an 8 because I rolled a 4.
Okay, so I rolled a 5, and so that's a 6.
Oh, I still won.
So you still won.
Luckily, I have a +4 strength modifier. Okay, so I'm going to knock him so he's no longer got his hands on the guy.
Yeah.
And then, do I still have an additional action to grab? Because that
Do
was a...
do 1d6 worth of damage
Mhm.
on your shield bash.
Okay. That's 2.
2 points.
Mhm.
And no, that would be your go.
Okay. I will just say to him again, surrender. I feel you are outmatched. Holding my luminescent sword in my luminescent field.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
very luminescent battle.
It's a very luminescent battle. We have a lot of light going
Oh,
on.
it's a panic after
It's a
disco.
stealth battle, definitely.
Yes. We're being very shadowy. No one
Nothing-
even knows.
Nothing to see here.
This is people
Oh,
peeking
we
out
were-
their
oh, no,
windows.
no, we
We're
were
like,
on the-
it's a party! He's pretending to be a disco ball.
So, gosh, Give me a intimidation or a persuasion or
Intimidation.
intimidation.
No. Oh wait, I rolled a D. No, that was right. No, I critically failed. my
Critically failed.
They're like, you look so pretty in that light. It's just silly now.
He says, wait, this is a fly spell, and starts to sort of glide away, albeit at a very slow, ponderous rate.
It only lasts for 10 minutes!
Actually, you could probably dispel it at any time you choose.
Probably. Yeah.
Maybe?
probably,
I don't
yeah.
know.
You send him up and make him take full damage. Ooh,
Yeah.
nice. But we want him alive.
Knock him out.
We definitely want him alive. The whole
Just-
point
It
was that we
probably
are
looks-
using him as bait for his
Yeah,
mother,
yeah.
correct?
Probably looks better if we don't bash him up too much, so he's actually recognizable.
Although if we do kill him, can you disguise yourself as him?
Yeah,
No, he's human.
I would, but I'll be like this tall.
Yeah.
Baby. It's a child version of him. Oh,
Grandma!
Mom, help me.
So you have the guy who's holding onto his leg has been knocked
Bashed off.
aside,
Yep.
and he's still floating, and he's starting to figure out what's happening to him,
Mm-hmm.
and he's sparkling.
Right. I'm going to go up and mage hand his foot
Okay.
and hold him in place
Right.
and cry out, I'd surrender now. To me, of course.
Oh, of course.
Roll me a yeah.
No, it's
A
appalling.
4.
It's
So
appalling.
is that to do the grab or the grab?
Oh, is that the mage hand? Is that the...
No, that's the intimidation.
Yeah.
Use your point of inspiration.
I will. I'll use my point of inspiration.
Right
I would
now.
have done that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now.
Dang. Go on.
Oh,
Even worse.
A 1. Okay.
I just feel like this guy is just unintimidatable.
Yeah,
he's
he's
lived
not.
this life of like privilege and power, and he's like, no, I'll definitely be fine.
He laughs at your attempts to cowl him,
Yeah.
and
Continues to swim through the air.
and it is Ohm's go.
Oh, that was appalling.
Alright, so I am going to dispel the spell, which I guess is like the action.
Yep.
And then the henchman's still up and moving, right?
Correct.
So I'm going to send click over and do the acidic spittle again.
Okay.
So that is going to be a 10.
A 10 for the spittle.
Yeah.
That's a miss.
That's fine. Still learning.
Yeah, it's getting better though.
Yeah.
And now it's the bad guy's go.
So he's just.
Oh yes. So he falls to the deck, and will take 1d6 worth of damage. So he takes 2 points, and falls to the ground, and gets up, and
My mage hand is still attached.
your mage hand is still attached. But so who's close to him? You're close, and I'm close.
I'm not too far.
You're
I
not
ran
too
around. Yeah.
So he goes like this, and 3 daggers kind of get flung out from underneath his cloak to each of you. So first one is a 1 and it misses. The next one is a 16.
That hits me.
Sorry, 17, and it does 6 points of damage.
Ooh.
And the other one is a 20.
Oh, jeez.
Does that hit?
Why didn't I take this
Does
hit
a
to a
74 hit?
6 points of damage.
Okay.
And yes, you definitely get the sense that he's turning and running.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's his kind of his parting go, and then he's getting ready to leg it. Sophia's go. Oh, bad guy.
Yeah, henchman?
Henchman is going to impose himself and walk up to you and do a 15.
No.
No.
The 20 hit, I'll give you that one.
Right.
Okay, so I guess sensing urgency, I run towards the henchman. I want him just out of the way.
Okay.
So I'm going to use level 1 inflict wounds. So I run up and I just open palm him, push him, and try to inflict wounds. So let's see how I go. That's a 7.
7. But you get
Advantage.
advantage because he's...
Yes.
Still lit.
Thank goodness. That's a 7.
It was worth a while
What a,
try.
what a deja vu that was.
Would it be alright if I use my point of inspiration?
You can.
Let's hope that you don't roll a 7.
Oh, thank goodness. That's a 20.
Oh,
Okay.
fantastic.
Not
That's
natural,
nice.
but 20.
Much nicer than my rolling a 1 in my point of inspiration.
Perfect.
Cool. And that's 3d10 of damage. So that's 16 and 27.
3d10.
Yeah.
Moly. Yes, he. You see a jagged wound open up around his head, and he flies backwards and falls to the ground unconscious.
Lovely. I feel very bad
Almost
about
killed
that.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm glad we're not fighting Sophia.
Yeah, me
Just,
Holy moly.
may I say, whoopsie?
keep,
Done.
Keep the party happy.
Back to the top, Syra.
Morlock.
Morlock.
Mortlock
Yeah, he
Go.
sees his brother running, he just kind of
Legs it.
takes a swipe.
takes his legs out.
So he gets 2 attacks with his great axe, apparently. And
Right.
He rolls a 17 and an 18.
Wow,
So
he
I
gets
think I hit
both.
him
That's
twice.
good.
On the and the back swipe. So
Mm.
great. Okay, so the first one is oh horrible. 6 damage, and the second one is 9 damage.
Take out his legs here.
Yeah. So if his objective was to take out his legs, yes, he sweeps his legs out and he falls to the ground again. Eupolis.
No, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go and try and grapple him to bind him to the ground since he's prone, right?
Yes, you stride over to him with the flaming,
Golden
the
sword.
golden sword, and he says, "I yield, I yield."
Just as I suspected. Okay, so
Just don't let that monkey hit me again.
I tell Mortlock to stand down, put my knee on his chest, and start binding his
Right.
wrists. And also, I think we need to. I'm going to start patting him down to look for any hidden ways that he might try to escape.
Oh, there are lots. Yes, he has daggers on a bandolier.
Oh.
I'm going to start just
Oh.
pulling them out and throwing them
I'm just
away from him.
opening up my bag, waiting for you to put them
Yeah,
all in
yeah,
our
yeah.
bag.
Well, I'll be just throwing them away, and then Sophia's going to be like, oh,
Yeah. I know the routine.
I love looting a conscious corpse.
Yes, he doesn't have much on him. He has a bag of gold of 30 gold pieces.
Would you like to?
I will write that down. That means we're at 523. Good Lord.
Okay. So binding up his wrists, we need somewhere to take him.
Hang on, I've got to make it rain again. Wet night with music. Here we go. Okay. So yes, you bind up his wrists. Do you have a rope?
I believe I do. because
Yeah,
I took
ropes.
that
I'm
in my
sure that I do.
inventory.
Yeah, I've got plenty of rope.
Okay.
I've got silk rope. Do we want to be nice to him?
Well, I will.
Have
Oh no,
you?
I do. I have a rope, 50 feet rope. So I will be binding up his wrists
Mhm.
and I guess hog tying him.
Yeah.
Does
Good.
Make sense? Might want to muffle his mouth. He starts yelling.
Yeah, yeah.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. All right.
Should we disguise him before we take him anywhere so people don't know who it is?
That's a good idea.
Ooh, God, that is a good idea. Might bind up the sleeping guard as well and loot his corpse. Well, body.
But yes.
The other one is dead, or is?
The other one is he's actually well dead.
Yes.
We might need to
He
take
had 3 hit points when you did that 27 points of inflict
Oh.
wounds on him.
God, okay.
So
I feel pretty bad.
we might need to take the guard that saw us who's still alive so that he doesn't go and let.
Mm.
Although maybe we can use him to get the mother to know what's happened and
To be the
we'll send him a
messenger?
message.
The sleeping one.
You like, I
So
tell you
we'll take
what,
the sleeping one as well.
I've just committed and seen something very gruesome. I could use a whiskey. Let's take them back to the whiskey bar and make this a hideout and just
Well, I was
requisition
going to
this
ask
space, shall we?
Mortlock if he knew somewhere we could keep them that wasn't, where we're staying.
Mortlock walks over to the guy, pulls 5 gold pieces out of his pocket, hands it to the guard, and says, "Disappear."
Which guard is that?
The one that's left, the
Okay.
sleeping one, and the guard looks at him and says, "Yes, sir," and walks off.
Right. Well, that was easier then. That's
What
how
about-
interpolation's done, apparently.
I think we were-
tried.
that was amazing. I loved that fight. That didn't go anywhere the way that I thought it was going to go to. So,
Well,
so that was.
to start, didn't go like the week. We're like, oh,
Yeah.
And we're not
oh.
doing it now. That was good. So, I think we're going to take a break there, and we
Alright.
will be right back.
Glorious.